Ladies and gentlemen, with a heavy heart, because today we had a secret grand jury finding in New York that resulted in no charges against a police officer who killed an unarmed man named Eric Garner, a man who they accused of trying to sell some cigarettes. And that man was approached by law enforcement on the streets of New York. And when approached, he said that he had not done anything wrong. He held his hands up in the hands up, don't shoot position. And they took him down while his hands were up and applied a chokehold, an illegal chokehold, and applied it until the man took his last breath. What did Eric Garner say 13 times before he died? What did he say 13 times before he died? He said, "I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe." And he said that over and over again until he could not breathe. He took his last breath. Just like Michael Brown, accused of stealing some cigarettes, or cigars, Michael Brown, accused of stealing some cigars. Eric Garner, accused of selling some cigarettes. I don't know when possession and or sale of tobacco merited a death penalty in this country. But both of those cases involved tobacco products. Both of them involved men, black men, with their hands up in the don't shoot position. Both of them were killed. Both cases handled in a secret grand jury process. We don't know the names of the grand jurors. We don't know what went on in that grand jury room, although we do have a transcript in the Michael Brown case, and it shows that a lot of injustice was done in that grand jury room, which resulted in an unjust no bill against the police officer involved in that case. We don't know what happened in the New York case, but we got a result, a no bill against that police officer who was taped, just like in the in the Rodney King case, all caught on tape. Eric Garner caught on tape the killing, but still no justice done. Cameras are not the sole answer, it appears. It runs deeper than a camera. These are dark days, ladies and gentlemen, that we're living in today. First African-American president, treated like no other president has ever been treated before. Is this a symptom of the Obama backlash that is occurring in this country? Is there any connection between what we see happening in the streets of Ferguson and on the streets of New York with what's going on with the dehumanization of the leader of the free world? First, they said he was not a resident, not a citizen of this country. Then they said he was a communist, a socialist. They accused him of being weak and indecisive as a president and not really having the intellectual capacity to be the president. Now they're saying, they said he was a Muslim. Now they're saying that he's an emperor, a king, disregarding the Constitution. Where are we in America when it comes to black males and how we treat them and how they end up faring in life? Is it our fault? Yes, we do have responsibility. We can always do better. But don't put your foot on my neck and tell me that it's my fault that your foot is on my neck. People are tired of seeing what's happening over and over again. Young 12-year-old black male with a BB gun at a park on the streets. And a police car rolls up, a police officer gets out and immediately shoots the young man and kills him. Will that go to another secret grand jury process and have the same result as what we saw with Michael Brown and Eric Garner? It's happening throughout the streets of the nation. And I tell you, I've been gratified by the protesters. I've seen protesters out there. It's been black and white protesters out there demonstrating peacefully, being met with a militarized response. And I say that to say this, that I'm going to paraphrase something that you'll probably be familiar with, but they first came for the gypsy, and I wasn't a gypsy, and I didn't say anything. Then they came Jews, and I was not a Jew, and so I didn't say anything. Then they came for the women, and I wasn't a woman, and I didn't say anything. Then they came for me, and there was nobody left to say anything. Is that where we're headed in this country, ladies and gentlemen? Because there's all kinds of people out peacefully protesting, and that's what I advocate for, peaceful protests. Violence is not the way. Violence just produces more pain and agony. Violence is not the way. Nonviolence is the way that we must confront this. Because really, when you move past the fact that black males are at the bottom of the totem pole and we're the ones who bear the brunt, those who come to aid us are in the line of fire also. What happens to one of us happens to all of us. If not you now, then what happens tomorrow when you come to my assistance? So we all are our brother's keeper. Right now, we're operating under an economic philosophy in this country of only the strong survive. If you're weak, it's your fault. And I don't owe you anything. Don't ask me for nothing. You get yours. I got mine. You get yours. Don't worry about me. Ask me for nothing. That's the economic attitude that we have, that we're trying to preserve and protect in this hollowed body here. It's called laissez-faire capitalism. And it is supported by a U.S. Supreme Court that has contorted itself in such ways so as to rule